Hey everybody, this is Curtis from PSN Stores. Today we're looking at Helldivers. This came out this week. It is the first game in Sony's like Spring Fever promotion. It's like the 8 games over 8 weeks sort of deal. So this is game number 1. So this is a game I would recommend probably playing with other people, at least with another friend. Like Chris and I were playing for a couple hours on Tuesday night, 2 nights ago, and we streamed that. We streamed that for a little over an hour. So that actually, you might want to check that out to see kind of multiplayer stuff. But we're gonna do some single player here. So I actually have some upgrades I can do, so we can look over that. So I am rank 6 right now. You see my experience. You can see on the right side. I played for about an hour and a half. I first started the game on the 3rd. You can look at like missions fought. Missions won, shots fired, enemies killed, how many times you've died, things like that. Accidentals are friendly fire. So Chris ran up and meleeed me once and killed me. So, here's some of the outfits. So here's like your customization. I think you start off with like tactical and ranger. And so we've unlocked desert and woodland right now. Not a lot to choose from. Obviously, this is stuff that you're going to unlock as you go. One thing that I kind of don't like is that as of right now, I haven't really found any way to change the color of your outfit. And I don't know if that's going to be an option that you have at all, but I'd kind of like to be able to have like a little bit of customization, just like with what color your gear is, just to, you know, make yourself look a little bit different. I noticed, like, you know, Chris and I were playing together, so we were unlocking the same outfits. And so it was kind of like, I was like, oh, so you're gonna, well, I'll wear the ranger cape, so you can, you know, you wear something else, so we don't look the same. So, and then, you know, male, female, which, not a huge difference. But anyways, there is that. Here's some weapons I have. So we got a few different ones. You're gonna have to, you know, at your loadout choose what weapons you bring in. There's some stuff I haven't unlocked yet. You notice, so I have 4 out of 10 samples. So on the map, you'll find samples laying on the ground that you can collect. When you get 10, that changes into a research point. When you level up, you get a research point. You can use those points to level up your gear. So, like, I maxed out my breaker, which gives me, like, increased range, some different kind of rounds. This now has armor-piercing ammunition, extended magazine, and burst fire. So, then you also have stratagems. So, stratagems will show during a mission. These are, like, commands that you can enter to call in different forms of support. So, you can call in resupply, you can call in a machine gun, you can call in a flamethrower, you can call in a jump pack, you can call in a mech suit that you can get in, walk around in, you can call in a turret, all sorts of different things. There's still plenty that we have not unlocked, and then those you can also upgrade as well with your research points. And then you have perks. So you start out with the laser aim module. We just recently unlocked stun grenades, but there's still plenty more that you can get as you play. So there's that. It told me I had research points, but I guess not. Anyways, and then if you go over, I think she just talks to you, but there's the encyclopedia. So there's some like kind of tutorial stuff here, but you also have some lore, kind of setting up the story for Helldivers. You've got some different enemy types that you've run into. So different things like that. Now, if you were to do multiplayer, you just walk over here, and then you can join someone's game or have someone join your game. You can have up to 4 people. So here's your kind of your campaign map. So in Helldivers, essentially the thing that's going on here is everybody is working towards a similar goal. So you see right now we have Cyborg homeworld, we've got the Bug homeworld, and we've got Illuminate homeworld. You notice that these have different bars. So like these two regions right here, they're not a whole lot has been happening with. Their bar is still red. Like this system has gotten a little bit of a yellow bar filling up, but you see this region, it's actually almost completely filled. Now, if my understanding is correct, what is essentially going on is there are these wars that you're fighting, and so everyone is contributing to a common goal. So every time you finish a mission, you will get influence, and that influence will raise that bar. Once that bar is filled, I think you launch like a final mission to win the war, and that will affect like your standing within the galaxy and different things like that. Not too clear on like the details there. I think we played about 6 missions or something like that. So still a lot to kind of figure out, but you can see like your war stats. So there's enemies killed, Helldivers lost, accidentals, that is constantly going up. You also have your friends online, how many people are online, things like that. You can go to Heroes of the Federation, shows community influence. The weird thing here is like on mine it says 0 influence, 0 planets completed, 0 playtime. I think that might be because because when I played with Chris the other night, he was hosting the game. So I don't know if that's why that is happening, because those stats are not accurate. So I don't know what is going on there. But anyways, let's jump into a mission. Alright, so we got some different choices here. What you're going to see the description, you're going to see the enemy type, the environment. So far, the ones we've done have had 2 missions tied to them. You see, once you get to the harder missions, you're going to have, or harder planets, you're going to have like 3 missions here. Then it's also planet difficulty. So, if you actually read the tutorial, it basically tells you, or in the encyclopedia, it tells you that planet difficulty 1 through 5, like if you're playing single player, that's the difficulty you're going to want to stay in. Anything above 5, you're going to want to have other people with you. So once again, this is, even though we're doing a single player video here, this is something you're going to want to play with other people. But yeah, so you can see like you have Dive in the Park, you have very easy, medium, challenging, very challenging, hard, etc. It also shows you different rewards you get. So you can get like an XP boost, you can get an airstrike, some other ones. Anti-personnel mines. Because I have not done snow yet, or so Chris and I got up to easy, and I get like calling it easy is a little weird because I don't know, like it definitely depends on your rank. Like we're pretty low rank, so easy for us was like, it wasn't hard, but it was a decent challenge. So I'll probably start here. We'll see where things go. Alright, so one of the cool things here is basically each mission is going to give you a certain number of different objectives to complete. Once you finish those objectives, you're gonna have to get to the point where you extract out of the area, and it will let you choose. So here are the 2 missions. So we've got this one, which we're just activating the SAM site, and then this one, we're retrieving a power core as well. Alright, so now we can select the drop zone. So we're probably going to start up here. That way we can kind of work our way down to the extraction zone. And then we have, so you have your perks. So I'm going to stick with the laser aim module. You have the primary weapon you want to bring in, and then you have your stratagems that you want to bring in. So I can select from any number of these. We're going to stick to the ones I have right now. And then we're going to start the mission. So, at the start, you're going to... This is also kind of cool. So all these ships here are actually different player ships. And you can see their names. At the beginning, this is going to appear to be like your kind of typical top-down twin-stick shooter. It's a lot more involved than that, especially when you get into using the stratagems. There's a lot more thought, put into it. So I kind of dropped in. If I hit the touchpad, I can bring up my map, kind of look at where things are. So I'm gonna want to head down here. Also, you get your little ping showing where enemies are. One thing here is you can kind of like potentially stealth through a mission. When enemies spot you, they will radio an SOS. If you can kill them before they do that, that'll ensure that like another wave of enemies doesn't come at you. So you can also just not get spotted as well. These are completely new enemies. This is also a type of game that... Alright. This is the type of game that, when you go to reload, it's going to actually throw away any extra ammo that you have in your clip. So you want to ensure that you don't reload until you are out of that clip, or close to it at least. You also saw there, so I was entering commands. That is how your stratagems work as well, which you'll see in a minute. In theory, you would be playing with more people. So like one person would be going to the objective, entering the commands, and like the other people would be around protecting them. So yeah, as you see, like with a longer string of commands, like you're gonna have to kind of pay attention and make sure that you don't screw it up, because there have been times where I've got to like the last little like command there and hit the wrong direction, which is never good. So yeah, another thing is this game has friendly fire, and basically like even when you lay down a turret, that turret could potentially, like if you get in its way, you will die. So one thing you can do is hit square and like duck for cover. Alright, so I'm out of ammo. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna kind of see if I can find a safe zone. And we'll use one of my stratagems to call on for a resupply. Alright, so I've kind of activated the stratagem, then I'm gonna have to find a place to throw it down. So I'll throw it over there. Still got a grenade. Yeah. So I can also switch to my secondary weapon. Alright. Alright, so in single player, it'll just automatically call down your respawn. When you're playing with another person, they actually have to do that for you. So I'm actually already done, so I'm going to try to get to the extraction. Alright, here are your samples. So these are just spread out throughout the map. I want to say they're random, not entirely sure. But you're definitely, it's something you're gonna want to get those. Alright, then I'm gonna call in a turret. And yeah, you'll want to be careful with that. Oh, they just took that turret out. Okay. But yes, you would want to be careful. Like, if you put that turret down, like, it could potentially fire at you. Or, it's not going to fire, like, directly at you, but if you're in the line of sight, like, and it's firing at an enemy, you know, you don't want to be in that area. These are actually the first enemies I've seen that have actually directly attacked my turret, though. What else can I call in? I can call in like a dive bomb and we'll throw it right there. Alright. And that is essentially how missions play out. Again, it's, you know, it's the kind of thing where, like, single player is fine, but this is, you definitely want to, you know, have a friend to play with as well. It is very much structured in the way that you want that. Alright, so since I got a research point there, we can actually go through and upgrade some stuff if we want to. A lot of your upgrades for the stratagems are reducing the cooldown time. Or things similar to that. I'll probably save my research point. So let's start the second mission. So this one we're actually getting a power core, which is something I have not done yet. What's probably the case is this is probably the location of the power core, or at least like somewhere in this vicinity. And this little structure here is what we're going to need to bring it to. And then there's our other objective. So we'll start up here. And again, your drop zone is anywhere that you want to put it for any of the missions, so. There does seem to be like some sort of story going on. Like, it's not really clear. There's definitely like some lore they've built up, some backstory. Like you see when you're in the space kind of station area, like there's actually like there's a ticker on the bottom with like news stories going on, and events from the world of like this world in particular. But I don't know that there's like a main objective, like story objective, other than, you know, going through these missions and you know, taking part in these wars to try to kind of drive back these different alien races that are attacking. That seems kind of unclear. Alright, so this might be tough, because this is a kind of mission where I'm going to be picking something up. When that happens, you're kind of limited to what you can do. So because I don't have a second player, this might actually be a bit tough here. Let's see what I can do. So I have actually run out of my respawns, it looks like. Alright. Where am I headed? Oh, I want that secret, but I'm not really in a great spot. Oh. Alright, I think that might be it. Or this is the last one. I don't know, I see that icon that's like an extra person times 0. I don't know if that's my lives or what. Anyways. Yeah, this is, again, you know, especially for stuff like that, when you have to pick up something and carry it to a location, there's like, there are missions where you need to protect some survivors and get them to a certain location. Stuff like that, you're gonna want to have another person. Alright, let's get out of here, because this is... this won't go well for me. Where are we going? Okay. These guys are actually a good bit tougher than the people, the enemies Chris and I were facing. We were fighting like bug monsters, so they seem to be easier to take down. Like, these guys are actually, I mean, first they have ranged attacks, like these laser beams. Alright, let's throw a turret down. My turret's doing good this time. So yeah, I'll link to the archive on Twitch of the stream that Chris and I did when we were playing a couple nights ago. That way, that should give you a better idea of what a multiplayer game looks like. Because that is like, there's a lot more just cooperation, going on. Like, you need to really, like, talking amongst each other and kind of, deciding what to do, what, in different situations, like having one person go to enter in the code that you need to enter at each objective point, and like having the other person cover them. Just any number of different things, deciding, okay, like, do I want to call in resupply now, or do I want to wait? Do you need ammo? Like, what's going on? That sort of deal, like, there's a lot more thought put into it, and you do need to work together more, and so playing solo, still can be fun. Like, I could see myself still having fun, playing single player here, but this is very clearly meant as something that you're going to play with friends. But there's, here is your kind of mission end screen. You see I got 4 influence to the meter there. I've got an airstrike now. Any number of things. So, that is Helldivers. So yeah, you see in the bottom right, there's that, like, news ticker, and it actually, I mean, it shows you different things about, like, the community, like, who's playing, like, there you see, the number of people, have been fired in humanity's attempt to pacify the Illuminates. So there's stuff like that, but then there's also, like, oh, this many people have died, or this many people are reported to have given, yeah, so this many people have died. Different things like that. So, like, there was a couple nights ago where it was like some news story from within this world was on that ticker there, like breaking news, star actress Julia Smith, this might be the one, is pregnant. Yep. So, like, weird things like that. But at any rate, that's Helldivers. This should give you a pretty good look at what this game is, and then again, I'll link to the archive on Twitch, so you can see what co-op looks like if you missed the live stream a couple nights ago. But that's all I got. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.